it's really, before I forget it, I wanted to mention that I've always been fascinated by the backstory that leads up to the death of Sarah. And of course, it's all triggered by the Akedah. According to the oral tradition, there is this idea that when Sarah had found out that Abraham was going to take their 37-year-old son, who in biblical terms was really in the prime of life and beginning, hadn't even gotten married yet, and her husband is going to take him up to a mountaintop and offer him up. And she went into, here is this woman who named her son because she was laughing about it. It was kind of a joyful joke. I'm going to have a son at my age, so that's his name. Itszak is even sounds like a kind of laughter.
It is. It means laughter in future tense. And there's something cosmic about it. There's something cosmic about it. Maybe this is why Jews are such good comedians. But it's Hashem's joke in a way, because she was barren. She couldn't have a child. She had a child at that age. And then after all that, Hashem goes and tells Abraham to bring him up as an offering. Just joking. And according to the deeper insight of the sages, he did actually perish on the altar. Even though Abraham stayed his hand, either Yitzhak saw what was going on and he had a heart attack, and it was too late, and the fire dropped and it burned him, and then he came back to life. So the proof of the resurrection of the dead, actually, we understand from the life of Yitzhak. But that name, in the future tense, it's almost like this intimation of a deeper understanding of the nature of the people of Israel in this world, because it's like, this isn't even our place. Like, we don't belong here. It doesn't even make sense. Abraham was thrown into the fiery furnace. None of the matriarchs were able to give birth without prayer. Yitzhak himself, he apparently was actually burnt to a crisp and then came back to life.
Well, the point I was trying to make, because all that is very pertinent that you just mentioned, is that when Sarah learns this, she goes looking for Abraham and Ittzak. And on the way to try to locate them, to find out if this is true, someone says, "No, Ittzak is alive. They've come back down from the mountain, and he's alive." And her heart leaps within her, and it's such a tremendous experience, because she's gone through all this grief, and she's suddenly told, "No, he's alive," and she's overcome with joy, so much to the point that she dies. And that is the sort of full circle of that the joy of learning she was going to become pregnant with a son in her old age, and then finally learning that he really had not died, and that he was going to continue the legacy and his life and all that. And so there is this account that she actually, when she found out, no, he didn't die, that she leapt for joy, and that her heart gave way, and she passed away. And I think that again, that says so much, because it underscores, as we've been talking about, that this is a woman who lived her life to the very fullest. In fact, the way her years are described, that she lived to the age of 127.
Very strange grammatically.
Yeah, very strange grammatical. She lived to the age of 127, and I believe that the reason it's written that way is to teach the idea that she lived every day. Every day was a vital adventure for her. Every day was there wasn't a minute wasted of Sarah's time, and that she lived it fully, emotionally fully, and activity. When you read the Proverbs 30,
31.
pardon?
31.
31. The Eshet Chayei,
A woman of valor.
a woman of valor. This is Sarah. And this is actually all of the...
Did you know that there's a tradition that actually was Abraham's eulogy?
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
And not only that, with the time constraints, I wouldn't be able to explain it completely, but there's actually a whole beautiful analysis, line by line. Our sages explain how every single one of those lines is a reference to an aspect of Sarah's life.